We were a bunch of middle schoolers staying in a pretty shady part of the city, so naturally we panicked. We found plastic spoons and knives and held them as protection as we hid in the corner of the room. That's when we heard some shouting and yelling out in the hallway. At this point, we were scared and ready to fight for our lives. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Youth Group Chronicles. Joining me tonight, Pastor Cole Clark and Buddy Jenkins. This is probably number 5 that you two have been together, which is pretty cool. We've had you on the show quite a few times. Yep. Welcome back, and welcome to the YGC studio.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to our live audience on Instagram. And guys, if you want to join a live Instagram live, where we record sometimes months before these ever come out in podcast or YouTube form, go to ygcpodcast.com/updates, and you can get notified when we go live.
Exclusive.
So there's my little plug. But we will start this off with a story from Taylor. Taylor said,
Tailor made.
Growing up, my sister and the youth pastor's daughter were very close friends. One night, I came home and started washing dishes. I innocently thought I was the only one home. Not long after, I saw my youth pastor's truck pull into the driveway. But the lights quickly disappeared. I thought maybe he just turned around and didn't think anything else of it. A minute later, I heard the front door of our house open, and I stepped around the corner to find my youth pastor with his gun drawn on me. Upset that he had just held a kid at gunpoint, he yelled at me, asking what I was doing. With a confused look, I responded that I was washing the dishes in my house. Apparently, my sister and his daughter were in her bedroom and heard someone, quote, break in to our house. And the sound of me washing dishes sounded like someone tearing up the house. My sister and the youth pastor's daughter freaked out, locked the bedroom door, and then called my youth pastor to save them.
Dang. Low key though, if you were like mad you had to do dishes.
You really are throwing them.
Someone's in the house. They broke in and did the dishes.
Or they try to set that man up.
They knew it was her brother.
They're like, we're going to test his loyalty. We're going to test his loyalty.
No, they're like, we're getting rid of him tonight.
Dang. My dad's
We're going to have the youth pastor.
My dad, I'm 13. I don't have an iPhone yet. It's because he's a pastor. I know how we can fix it.
To come in and sweep the house that's not yours.
Yeah, that's
pretty
crazy.
Not your house,
that's
those wild. But if it's your, come on now.
Your daughter's there. This is true.
Come
and
on
she
now.
calls just like someone's in the house.
No, dead serious.
We're barricaded
this is taken,
in a closet right now.
This is taking 3.
Did they not know that her brother was there?
No, I guess not.
Did you look?
Yeah, well, that's why they didn't know. They thought they were home alone. Like maybe he came home.
Oh no,
early
it's not often. It was the brother doing the dishes.
Yeah,
it's not often a brother does dishes. All right, so I'd be a little nervous too.
Someone, I don't know who, Joe asked, are you live anywhere else? We are looking into going live in a couple other places, so stay tuned. But right now, we just go live on Instagram, and this is where you can get ahead of the game when it comes to episodes and see behind the scenes look of what's going on. Did the youth pastor not recognize the kid washing dishes? He did as soon as he rounded the corner, and that's why he was pissed off, because it was another kid from...
like, Jimmy, come on now.
This is Call of Duty.
You had me all worked up.
What are you doing to my crib?
Somebody's been watching too many tutorials on YouTube about how to sweep a room.
He was ready. He probably watched one on the way over. He probably had YouTube.
Watch him be like an
he was like, how to sweep a house.
Have you?
He's
DIY.
I don't know if this game.
Watch him be like a decorated war veteran. And he like comments and he's like,
"Who do you drive while watching YouTube or Netflix or anything on your phone?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
no, I
with
don't.
the game's on.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
But like I don't watch it. Buddy, there's gonna be some parent who messages me. I saw the podcast. And you're never driving my kid.
They've already messaged Cole about the podcast.
And they're never driving it again.
This will be the thing that they stick out. Remember.
And Sam's gonna make the caption: "Youth pastor drives while eating and watching Netflix." Youth pastor Kenneth Clark drives with. And I'm gonna see it. It's gonna haunt me now.
Someone just said the brother probably had his headphones up and didn't realize he was loud. Fair?
Maybe, but still,
I don't know. That still is jumping to conclusions.
That's a big jump. That's like we watched a scary movie and everything's scary.
Girls are just more dramatic anyway. So.
Yeah, it could be a setup.
And it was only coming from the kitchen.
It's definitely a sitcom episode for sure.
Like something that would happen in the office or anything.
Maybe.
This is a story from Josh. He said, on a youth retreat, a bunch of the middle school students started a competition to see who could swing the highest or do the coolest stunt on a tire swing.
Naturally.
Now, if you're new to the show, we're going to stop the story right there. And my guests are going to give their best guess on where they think the story is going to go. So let me read again. On a youth trip, a bunch of middle school students started a competition to see who could swing the highest or do the coolest stunt on a tire swing.
Got it.
We'll start with Buddy.
They try to jump. One tries to jump off, and they land, and they Kevin wear their leg.
They what?
Kevin wear their leg.
Is that where the bone popped out?
Mm-hmm.
What's your guess?
I think this one's it. One of the middle schoolers like, I'm a rap 360 all the way around. One gets halfway up, falls straight on his head. Spinal. Just broke. Back hurt.
All right.
Lands on a kid.
Here is the story. We'll see how far off you were. Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? I want to read a couple comments. Someone ended up in the hospital. Kid broke their leg.
Someone said corn chips and onion dip for the win.
A bone break. Okay. After seeing some of the other students...
Someone get this guy a map.
After seeing some other students pull this off successfully, one of the bigger kids wanted to join in. Except at the apex of his swing, which was about 10 feet high, he lost his grip and fell. Thankfully, he didn't hit his head, but instead he landed on his forearms. When he stood up, he started screaming that he couldn't feel his hands.
My man was like, just arms broke.
And that's when he turned around to show us something sticking out of each of his arms.
This man tried to turn to Wolverine.
Wolverine on
This man was like, I can't
feel my hands.
Turns out both his arms were broken and each one had the bone sticking out of the forearm. So Buddy was the closest.
I was the closest.
He was the closest. He said leg. What is that? Something fracture. Compound fracture? Is that what it's called?
It's a clean break.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, but there is something where it like
If
actually
you have a
pokes out the
fracture
skin.
first and then it breaks.
Yeah.
I
It
think
breaks fully and
compound
pokes
is where it comes out the skin.
Yeah, we were watching. Well, when I was young and I raced, I had a kid who, there was this lapper on the track. So like, yeah, the dude is in first, right? Lapper. So he's coming around a lapper, and the lapper kid, I guess, just decided he wanted to give up on the race, and it was in front of the biggest jump on the track, like boots you like 40 feet in the air, and he's full throttle, and this lapper decides he's going to cut across the track, and he cuts across on the right before the face of the jump, and the kid hits him, flies off the jump, lands into the next jump, both wrists
out his palms.
Yeah, out of his thing, wrists stick out. I think he hurt his neck, something with his leg, broke his leg, just like all in one jump.
Yeah, no.
Knocked out, too cold too.
Someone said this story was definitely a middle schooler. It's right up there. They're always trying to show off.
Yep.
We talked about that last time you guys were on. This is a story from Grant. What did you say?
I said he won most memorable moment.
Most memorable moment.
Yeah,
Easy.
100%.
He did what he wanted.
But good guess though, buddy. That was, I mean, everyone was saying broken bones, so
Yeah,
I guess that one wasn't too hard for you.
You've never wanted a 360 it? Like when you saw or like full circle? Like,
I don't
you never
know.
wanted a full circle, the swing set? Think about it. Like, you ever seen the thing where they saran wrap them into the swing set and they're like a child's dream and they get them to go all the way around?
Oh, like you're on a swing and
you're on a swing and you want to go, like
at
in
a
my head, I
circus?
used to dream like, I'm going to swing so high, I'm going to go all the way full
It's a good way to
circle.
break your neck. But yeah,
And that's what I thought would happen.
I wanted to do it too. And then it's like the cartoons where you just go around and around and around.
Mm-hmm.
It seems way easier and way cooler
just gotta
than
use
probably
good
what it
game.
is.
Motorbike, rope, get on a swing set. Get on a winning swing set, full throttle, try to swing them all the way around.
I did see this video where someone was on a dirt bike and they rode up a pipe.
Yep.
They went upside, like they got enough speed where they went upside
all the
down.
way around.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. This is from Grant.
Grant.
As we were all getting ready for bed one night while on a youth group trip, one of our pastors came in and said, "Hey guys, I just want to let you know that there's a homeless man walking around out front. We locked the doors and called the police, so we need you to stay in here. Don't leave and stay away from the windows."
Jesus' whole message.
Out the window.
Love the love the poor, give to the poor, youth pastor. There's a homeless guy. Lock the window. Lock. If I've learned anything through the Bible, lock the windows when the homeless people come. Dang.
We were a bunch of middle schoolers staying in a pretty shady part of the city, so naturally we panicked. We found plastic spoons and knives and held them as protection as we hid it in the corner of the room. That's when we heard some shouting and yelling out in the hallway. At this point, we were scared and ready to fight for our lives. All of a sudden, one of our youth pastors threw the door open and yelled at us, saying that the homeless man had gotten into the building and that we needed to hide. But as he said this, he was tackled from behind by a large man with a big white beard. This homeless man started punching our pastor on the ground. But as I watched, I very quickly realized that it was just another one of our youth pastors dressed up as a homeless man. However, the rest of the students in the room didn't catch on to this. So they quickly ran up to this guy, threw him off our youth pastor,
stabbing him,
pinned him down, and proceeded to stab him with plastic spoons and knives.
Not my youth pastor.
Yo. After they finally realized who it was, this poor guy had cuts and marks all over his body from the kids who were hacking at him with plastic knives.
Poking him up with a plastic spoon and knife.
They forgot.
Probably hurts, dude.
That could hurt.
Out the door, bro. Turn the other cheek. And if they're poor, invite them into your home.
They're like low-key sharp. You like hack at yourself, you're gonna probably draw some blood.
Full force like that.
Yeah, that gotta hurt.
Imagine if it breaks too.
30 middle schoolers tackling you.
Just poking you. Yeah, that's
they
crazy.
ride or die for their youth pastor. Though. I respect that. I respect that. They were like, not my youth pastor.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. If I'm that youth pastor, I'm like, dang, I got real
kids
ones.
Stepped up, bro. They saw their youth pastor in trouble, and only pray for a youth group like that. They stepped up. They stepped up.
Someone said, what a high-class church this is, scared of the homeless.
Not yet. He was trying to teach him a lesson about the homeless, and instead they just rolled out deep.
That's crazy. Trying to dress up as a homeless guy to attack me.
Take me. Show him what persecution for the church is like. Yeah. And the kids were like, we're not turning the other cheek. That's our youth pastor.
We will answer a couple questions here. So if you're new to the show, guys, we have people send in some questions. You can email questions to us at questions@ygcpodcast.com. And we will start. We call this mailbag, but we have a few other ideas that people have sent in, but we haven't landed on one yet. So if you have a suggestion, send it in. But we will call this our mailbag segment for now. So we have two today. This is from Mateo. How did you all meet? If you are new to the show, at least from my perspective, everyone that I met everyone at our church that has been on the show. We all go to the same church. You guys, I don't know where you met. Where'd you meet? Youth group. Okay,
but
so
we were mad young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've known each other for like, what does that have to be now? 14 years, 13 years.
So it's been a bit.
Oh.
No, think about it.
If we were like 15, that would be. I'm not 30. I'm 25.
Dang, I was trying to date, buddy. Like 15, like 50 years.
Yeah. We known each other about 15 years.
Nah, like 12.
No, bro, like 10.
Like 10.
So we all, I mean, in this room, everyone here has met at church.
Yeah.
And so we only knew each other 4 years before. Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, 10 years. Okay.
10 is accurate. But I don't know. We just kind of were just always around each other. I don't remember the specific moment that we met, but we met at church.
Yeah. Look, I would say everybody that's been on the show, we all go to the same church with the exception of maybe 2 people that have been on the show. Right. And they go to a church next town over.
I can think of a lot of people that haven't been on the show that might even be coming to church because we met. Or we met before we came to church and then we both got saved.
That's fair.
But I mean, me and Buddy weren't saved when we met though.
Yeah.
Like we would see each other at parties.
You were youth group rebels.
Yeah.
We would see each other at parties.
Thanks.
I only saw him at one party that I remember specifically. But then he also had a moment with another one of our friends where he saw him at a couple parties. But I was like stayed away when I saw him.
So the saved answer is you met at church.
Yeah.
The other answer is you actually met at a party.
Well, we met at church, but that's what made the party weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like, I stayed away from Buddy
Yeah.
because we both mutually know there was only one reason that we knew each other.
Yeah. Was because
That's
we seen
awkward,
Matt
actually.
So we
That's
showed
really
up, and I was like, "What up, buddy?"
Whatever. Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to be
You know.
here.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was like I was on the other side the rest of the time. Never talked to Buddy again. Saw him at church next week. I don't know.
Probably not that.
Nah.
That has to be really awkward to be a place that you're not supposed to be when you met the person, and you're both like unspoken, like, yo.
I mean,
Dang,
for
he showed up.
for me, that the party I seen you at, it wasn't awkward for me because I wasn't going for that. I wasn't going to church for a while.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
So I didn't. But only reason why I
He
knew
was the
Cole,
one that was in the hot
was
seat.
only reason
church.
why I knew Cole was from church. I'm like, bro, you go to church. Why are you here?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I was gonna say too is like, that was probably Buddy's moment where he was like, "Oh, Cole's bugging,"
yeah,
because like there were definitely moments before that where we both weren't bugging.
yeah.
We were like, "Oh, we love God."
You look.
Then Buddy's like, "I met in church in a while." Oh, it's Cole. Things really went downhill.
This is a question from Caitlin. What's the worst injury you have seen happen at youth group?
Worst injury.
I'll start while you think about it. It might be the same one. I mean, I'm sure there might be more, but the worst one that comes to mind was when there was color wars or a chalk war.
Oh,
And Mindy, I think everybody knows Mindy. She's been on the show a couple times. She basically, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 teams start off on either side and you just throw chalk at each other and run around the field, essentially.
It's literally pointless.
And yeah, it's 100% pointless. And within 10 seconds, someone shorter than her had run into her, and their forehead smacked her right in the mouth, essentially. And she like busted her lip up, teeth through the like lip.
yeah.
Stitches, probably not stitches, right?
No, definitely stitches.
Oh, stitches too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would probably be mine.
Yeah.
Because I remember that exact thing. So we're doing color wars, and it was people on both sides. So which
Just
one?
sprinting
That's
at
like
each
dumb.
other.
It's like, oh, we're gonna sprint right to the middle to
Gotta have
grab
a
and then
little
do it out.
danger in it.
So, but this is what happened. I was supposed to be the person that had like one of the I don't know, like the smoke things, and I was gonna run across the middle. And once I ran across the middle, that was like the cue for everyone to
Did they
run.
just gun it?
But they did not.
They
But yeah,
never
they gunned
listen.
it. So by the time I get to the middle, there's people that's already running.
What are you going to tell them?
me.
Like, no, put the chalk back? Like, they're already throwing it.
So
everywhere.
they're running. So everyone, it's like 2 sides running towards me,
Mhm.
and I'm like,
This is not like 20 kids either.
no,
This is
it's like
100 kids.
Yeah, a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
So what happened was I'm like trying to run through the middle, and they're trying to get the chalk. So I run, and one person, it's a girl, she bumps into me, and I was just gonna bump off. She bumps into me, she bumps off me, and then that's when she runs into Mindy and
she
smacks-
ricocheted off you.
Yeah, into her.
I didn't know
mouth.
that. I did not know.
And there's a video somewhere. There's a video somewhere
I've
where
seen
you
the
can
video,
see it.
yeah, of her just getting.
Yeah, and then
knocked
there's just
out.
blood everywhere.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Yep, I did not participate either. I refused.
Yeah, that was a crazy time.
Sierra
Yeah,
took
we
her
did
to
it
the
like
hospital.
a few years later, and I stood on the outside and just watched.
Yep,
Just
not
watch.
for me.
I think they changed how they did it though. I don't think it was
Yeah.
like it was more like you had a section and it was more than 2 teams. But I wasn't there for that. The one thing that I just came to my mind right away that I can think of with me, because honestly, I don't really think I had a lot of fun moments at youth ministry. To be honest with you, like every fun day they talk about, I was not there.
He was at a party.
I was just like spiritual. Like, I grew up in church, so like I would show up and it was
Fun
like,
in
I'm here for
church.
church. You know what I mean?
We
Well,
don't
I
have
thought it
fun
was.
in
you didn't do
cool.
any extracurriculars.
There was like a few times I remember, and it's like the only photographs I'll ever
Only
post from that
photographs.
time, like, and it was because the guys were with me that made it lit. But
That's crazy.
ultimately, there was this one time before I was saved, I was showing up to youth group, and we had remember the knocker balls.
Yeah,
So
those are really
it
fun.
was
though.
me versus Mikey or someone, and
Describe Mikey's stature because
Mikey was skinny but kind of tall.
like a $130, right?
Yeah,
like
he was like pretty skinny.
Yeah.
And he was like all about it. And that's just kind
Oh,
of
you were not super heavy when you were in high school.
Oh
right?
no, I was athletic.
So you knew to like lower your shoulder.
Yeah, I was all in. But you're in the knocker ball, so it's really just force against force. It's really about leg strength.
Mm-hmm.
because like the upper body is you're just
and
boom.
timing.
So it's about like really just it's really about staying low.
Yeah,
Mhm.
lower
I'm
main
giving
wing.
y'all tips for your youth group. If you want to be the knocker ball champion, you just gotta stay low and go hard. Anyway,
That's crazy.
I almost said
Stay
something
low and go
worse, so I
hard.
changed it to go hard. I was gonna say drive hard. But regardless, there was this girl, and she. I don't want to be too rude, but I want to be cautious. But she wasn't fully there.
Okay.
She had she was like a little bit mentally handicapped. Is that
Yeah, that's
disabled?
fine. Yeah.
All right. I
all
should
got
never
it.
look to Sam to give me the go ahead on whether this is good.
No,
or
you're
not.
good. You should hear some of the things we've.
But regardless, this girl, she's there and she's cheering. And there's a video somewhere in my phone, and the goal was you had a beach ball in the middle, so knocker ball, beach ball. So it wasn't really to hit him, but I'm like,
get the beach.
but I'm
balls?
like, if I can hit him out the way, I got a clear shot to run the
I
beach
see,
ball.
okay.
So I sent Mikey flying, and so everyone starts cheering, and so the boundaries started to kind of get a little like close, and I don't see anything, but now I'm like, I'm gonna get the beach ball across. And that girl was cheering,
Oh,
and she didn't know the boundary. And you just see her in the video, and she's here, and then you just see me, boom, and then
And
you
she
see her
is sta-
next
she doesn't have a
frame,
knocker ball.
Next frame, she's on the ground, she got laid out on the ground, like full force, full run. She was like jumping, laid out. Next frame, the ball went by, laid out. So that's just one I remember that was
okay.
crazy.
So that's your worst injury. So Buddy and I go to Mindy's story, and then you have I did not hear about the knocker ball one. I don't think I was there.
No, they swept that under the rug.
They swept that under the rug.
No, there's a video of it though. Like I slowed it down, and like you can just see her just get tossed.
They smacked her head on the ground. No, they like passed out. Something happened. They got hit with the ball, and they like smacked her head on the ground,
I don't
on the
remember
floor.
that. He has his head.
Of course, he would
That
go
might have
against a
been-
teenage girl in knocker ball.
You know what I
That
have
might have
noticed
been.
though now, like because when I wasn't the youth pastor, I was just think Pastor Cody's really hard on people. But one thing I do know too about like when you play games with your youth kids is you forget that you turn into a grown man.
That's true.
But
So, like,
Passport
there's
is
a
like
lot of-
times 10 though.
Yeah, he is though. He's like Hulk. So
He's a body,
It's even-
legit
yeah.
bodybuilder.
Yeah.
yeah, so it is a little bit worse. But there have been mad moments where like I just did something that if we was like playing basketball with Buddy, it'd have been completely fine. But it was a kid, so they're like,
There's like a difference between like
They're
even
launched.
if you don't lift or go to the gym. There's man strength,
yeah,
and then
Yeah.
there's teenage boy strength.
Yes.
right.
And like you kind of know how to throw your weight around too, and you just
Yeah,
like
you
box
do.
a kid out
You're
or something. And they're
experienced.
on the floor. Yeah,
Your experience that's
Experience.
crazy.
yeah. I've unfortunately
Sam's
hurt a couple
experienced
kids.
at throwing his weight around.
That's crazy.
All right, this is a story from Evan. And guys, if you have questions you want to send into the show, we might feature them. Questions at ygcpodcast.com is where you can send those. This is from Evan. He said, in the very back row of a 15-passenger van, there were two middle school brothers sitting next to each other for a youth group trip. One brother flicked a bottle cap at the other brother, and this made him mad.
Mm.
So mad that instead of telling an adult, he called 911 on his brother.
Mm. Mm.
When 911 answered, he got nervous and hung up.
Mm.
They called him back 5 times, and he ignored the call every time until he finally turned off his phone. I was finally told what was going on after he had turned off his phone. 911 never called back, but 2 days later, our high schoolers set up a prank pretending to be the Dallas Police Department and tricked this poor junior high student into thinking he was going to be arrested. He literally started crying hysterically before the high schoolers told him it was just a prank.
I've had my fair share. I remember one time I accidentally called the police 911 on my grandma's, and this was when when you had like a landline, like not like a cell phone, like landline. So you can't just call and hang up like on a cell phone. So it was me and my cousin were like, "Oh, you won't do it," and I was like, "Boop." And then we were sitting there, here knocking through the door.
Oh, no.
Yeah, someone called from this house called 911. We just wanted to do a check. Never did that again. Then I remember another time. I had like summer school, and we had like got donuts or whatever. We had got donuts, and I was like, we had a bathroom break, went to the bathroom, and I was eating a donut, which is obviously one you shouldn't go to the bathroom and eat. But whatever. I was in middle school, so I mean,
never know what happened.
I was in middle school, so I mean, who the freak?
Frying a donut.
So I'm like eating a donut and it drops in the toilet. So I'm like, all right, whatever, it drops in the toilet. So we're like in class, and they like bring in the school cop, and it's like, who threw a donut in the toilet? I'm like, wasn't me. Like, wasn't me.
I was eating it.
They're like, who threw a donut? He's like, someone confessed. I'm like, wasn't me. They're like calling people. They call me. They're like, so we see on the cameras, you the only person that went into the bathroom
with
the donut. I said, please, please, it was an accident. They said, because you were lying, we're gonna have to come to your house and talk to your parents. I said, please, no. Bro, I tell you, when I went home,
you really thought you were going to do
I was paranoid the whole day. And when I think back on it, I'm like, why was I scared about a cop coming to my house to say that I accidentally dropped a donut in the freaking toilet? I'm like scared because I'm like, frick. Because like where I come from, having cops come to the house is like not good. If you have a cop show up to your house, it's clips for you. So I'm sitting there, like I'm like waiting by the steps the whole time. Like anytime there's a knock on the door, I'm like, stop the cop. Bro, I was so scared though.
Did he ever come?
No, he never came. So he got me, bro. He really put fear in my heart, and I was like,
dang.
Something similar literally happened at youth group. Got a couple kids who were in my group, banned for a while. They shoved, it was on purpose though. They shoved hot dog buns. They plunged them down a toilet. Like multiple. Like they stole them out of the cafeteria from dinner. And they were shoving them like totally clogged it. They weren't allowed
kids
to
are just different.
Yeah.
Honestly though, I feel like the 911 calls are different because you know how many times I've they must have a different button for your phone one.
The one where you press it 10
yes,
times.
because I've literally called the police
call?
mad times and they never came.
Yep.
But I do remember like when I used to do it on the home phone or the first time I ever did it was my mom had like a flip and I was playing with it and I was like, and
I have
the
never,
dude pulled up.
Ever
they
called
pulled
911 accidentally.
No?
Nope.
I didn't accidentally do it.
Or not accidentally, on purpose as a kid.
I purposely did it for no reason.
Yeah.
And I've never done that. So I don't know what that means. But I've also done some other things I wasn't allowed to do. So
that's great.
He's dangerous.
Yeah. This is a story from Dom. While on a trip with the lead pastor of our church, he received a frantic phone call from his wife. Our youth pastor at the time was not exactly technologically savvy, and he didn't realize when he logged into his iCloud account from the church iMac that it would sync all his photos from his phone onto said iMac. Ooh. So while we were away, our lead pastor had asked his wife to go up to the church computer to send him a copy of our church logo. When she opened up the photos on the computer, she found the church logo. But in addition, she found pre and post vasectomy crotch pics that had automatically been uploaded and synced from our youth pastor's phone onto the church iMac.
Yo, not the yo. So it's not even just like a meat pick. It's like a bruised, snipped up meat.
Pre and post.
He was
bloated and bruised.
Before and after.
Bloated and bruised.
Babe, this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looked like after.
Weird flex.
But what would make you want to do the before and after?
I don't know. Great question.
This is a nightmare. This is why you don't do stuff like this.
Good thing she went and checked.
Yeah.
Imagine someone else stumbled.
Could have been worse.
Yeah,
could have been
it. Imagine like,
oh, let me get the tide slide.
let me load up the sermon graphic. I forgot to do it, and it's just mince
you
meat.
just hear the pastor from the back,
the
the pastor on the stage. Can we get that? Can we get that announcement graphic?
Can we get that announcement?
The dude in the booth got nothing going on the screen. The screen. Please, can we get that? And the dude in the booth is just in tears. He's like, hand on the mouse. Nah, dude, I'm lost. I'm over. I feel like that's scarring. I've never been in that moment, but I feel like that's scarring without it uploading.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's a jump scare. Liam said, "I'm not asking for an explanation. I'm immediately firing him." Wow.
I don't know. Poor guy.
It was an accident, guys.
Yeah. I mean, there's a million more things you could have found that I would have been fireable offense. But that one is like, it like makes sense.
But what
Unfortunately,
my question is, what would make you want to like get the before and after meat pig vasectomy pigs? Like, why would you want
that? Is it that like mutilating that you have to like?
I want to see what it looked like before.
boy, he had his Johnson.
I want to see if they
He was trying to recommend it to his bros.
not record. That's crazy. Nah, that's
He was
crazy.
like, "Y'all, this
Not
doctor
wild.
did great.
I do
The
not want to be in that
doctor
group
did me
chat.
good.
Doctor did me good, man. Like in and out one day. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at it.
Nothing changed.
Look at
Nothing.
Look at this. In and
Bro,
out
look.
one day.
Swipe to see that.
Why'd you swipe? Hey, why you swiping, bro?
Why you swipe? Don't swipe
It
too
was
far.
like, yo, bro, no homo.
Yeah. Don't swipe
Let
too
me show
far.
you the work that I got done. No homo though.
Oh,
Boom. That would have been a terrible sermon.
why do you save them to your camera roll? I don't know. This guy apparently was not very technologically savvy. Maybe he didn't know how to delete them. Maybe
He
I
knew
don't know.
enough.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what old people be doing that for some reason. They just take pictures of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything.
Apparently.
You know, he was in the mirror like facing and everything. Is that Pastor? Is that Pastor Gregory?
Pastor Johnson.
Is that Pastor Johnson?
Pastor John.
With his Johnson
With his Johnson.
before
Pastor
and
Johnson.
after?
Before and after Johnson paid for Pastor Johnson.
Because they're like, well, how do you know it was me? Well, sir, you had a full body selfie.
Are you sure that was
Well,
me?
how do you know that's
Are you
me?
sure that was me?
Well, sir, you have a full.
Actually, if we zoom out.
Actually, this is the zoom cropped in version.
Nah, they do some weird stuff like
Your
this.
face is actually in the full picture.
Yeah, it's like
4K.
someone trying to sell someone on Marketplace, like a
definition.
mirror on Marketplace.
Yeah,
And it's like the,
I didn't have time. I was rushing to work.
you always see them in the mirror.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Like this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The live photo.
He's yelling at someone at the end. He's yelling at
He's
his
like-
kid at the end. Put the shovel down.
All right, I have one more story here. This is from Emma. At youth camp, we played a night game that definitely didn't go as planned. The goal was for each team to get an envelope from one side of the camp to the other without getting caught by leaders hiding in the dark. Except to make it harder, one team was required to take a van ride half a mile away from the camp. When the students poured out of the van, they ran the wrong direction and disappeared into the night. Except what they didn't know is that they were heading toward a bunch of private residences. Needless to say, they ran onto someone's property, which caused the person's guard dogs to wake up, which naturally woke up the property owners as well. Except this guy thought they were robbers and decided to shoot his gun in an attempt to scare them off. When the activity leader heard the gunshot, he decided to turn the van around to go back and check on them. When he arrived, he saw the students sprinting away while getting chased by the property owner's dogs running close behind them. The desk pop is crazy.
Yeah, that. Then getting chased by dogs.
Get off my lawn.
Y'all ever got chased by dogs before?
No, that actually is really scary.
Yeah,
You ever
mortifying.
been bitten by someone's dog?
Yes.
I've been bitten one time. I went in to do, I was doing flooring at a house. And it was like a nice house,
He's a
but a
good dog.
menace of a dog.
He doesn't bite.
Literally, that's what they said. This dog came up and bit me in the butt.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
I went to the bathroom to check, see if I was bleeding. Thankfully, I wasn't. It freaking hurt. I was like, I think I. No, never mind. I can't say that.
Yeah,
I was not nice to the dog after that.
I wouldn't listen.
I don't want to be either.
Listen, getting chased by a dog is probably the most
Very scary.
pumping thing ever.
The dogs and the cops.
If you ever want to know your real foot speed,
Never been chased by either.
the cops are just the same.
cops, you got to know how to. Cops, see, this is a
Cops
thing.
Cops aren't as. You could be faster than a cop.
Chasing
A dog
cops,
It's
is
hard to be
quick.
faster than.
you got to know how to be
athletic
elusive.
dog.
Dogs, you got to know how to. Bro, one time we
You gotta
got
just
chased
go
by a
somewhere they
dog.
can't.
I got chased by dogs twice before, and what's crazy is both times I got chased by dogs is because the people I went was egging on the dogs.
Of course.
So one time we were going to play football, and we're cutting through this, like you could cut through this path. It was like this crackhead house, and they have their dog outside on this leash, and there's like this nasty, this pit bull, this big, like barking, or walking through, and then my friend's like, come here, puppy, but he's like on the leash. He's like, come here, puppy, and then all you see is, I was. Oh, gone, but I'm running, and all I hear my friends like, no,
He's getting mauled behind you.
no. So we're just me and my we're just gone, just do. So where we get to the park, they're like, yo, it was like our friend Jeff. They're like, yo, where's Jeff? We're like, bro, he's gone, bro. He's gone.
He's in pieces.
Jeff got
Bro,
in.
he's gone, bro. He's gone. But he came like 20 minutes later, like, yeah, the dog kept barking at me, but the owner came out. Bro, he was almost done for it, bro. I'm like, listen, that's what you get, bro. You can't be, bro, don't be playing with them dogs.
You
bro.
will never catch me egging on a dog like that.
Nope. I'm
Nope.
good.
Not for me.
That's the thing about a dog is like you just gotta go somewhere they can't go.
Yeah, on a car.
Cops, you gotta outsmart them.
Someone just asked me, I think it was Trey. He said, is that why you purposely swerve to hit dogs now, Sam?
That's
I did not purposefully hit that dog. Just to make it clear, it was an accident.
But we do swerve.
We don't
to
need to
hit
go over
cats.
the story again.
That's also crazy.
No.
I'm
The
playing,
only
playing.
animals I've ever swerved to hit were like a squirrel. Okay, they're like
Not
a rat.
swerved.
They're like
Squirrels
a
are
city
actually rat. Have you ever seen a squirrel with no fur on it?
Like
it's
mangy.
literally a rat.
Yeah, they're gross.
No, it literally is a rat with hair.
I would never swerve to hit someone's dog or cat unless it
Yeah,
bit me.
never.
Unless it bit me. That's crazy.
Unless it bit me.
All right, we will do our Would You Rather segment. This is where we take two questions from this episode, pit them against each other, and then we decide which one we would rather, which situation we'd rather find ourselves in. The first one is the story from Taylor. We opened up with it. It was where you are a youth pastor, your daughter calls you, you go into the house with a gun, sweep the house, and find out that it's just a youth kid there cleaning the dishes. Option number one. Option number two is you upload pre and post vasectomy photos to the church computer.
Give me the gun.
Give me the
gun. Give me the gun. I'll go to prison before that gets
Give me the first
uploaded
one.
onto the Mac.
Only one person saw it though.
Don't care.
It was his wife too,
The
right?
pastor's wife.
Oh no! So it wasn't his wife.
No, it was
Oh,
it was the senior pastor's
Don't care.
wife stumbled across the
Don't
computer.
care.
I thought it was his
Don't-
wife.
No.
Don't care.
The youth pastor,
Don't care.
the senior
Don't
pastor
care.
said
Don't
Yeah, nah.
to his
care.
wife, "Go get me the logo," and she
Yeah,
saw
no.
the youth pastor's.
Go get me the
picture.
logo.
Yeah, no.
Dang.
You taking the
I
gun?
thought, I'm taking the gun. I thought it was his own wife that seen that was like caught it. Nah, heck,
Yeah, I
You
did
are
too.
going to jail if you brandish a weapon like that.
true.
But he didn't though.
We don't know. You didn't.
But I
say.
mean, but it also like
That would
only his youth
that's a
kid.
part of it. But that's the thing is that he's got a viable reason.
Yeah.
Like that, I would say that's cause. Like if like my
his daughter's called.
right, yeah. Also, we don't know what state he's in. In
He
New
also-
York, jail.
He also said
Immediately, jail.
his daughter and this girl were friends. So that means the two parents were probably
yeah.
pretty close. So
Yeah.
they probably were like, "Ooh, don't
Yeah.
do that again." But
Yeah.
thankfully,
because
he
if
knew
it was
the
in New
parents.
York,
Yeah.
everyone's
He was
going
close to
jail.
the family.
Kid
Yeah.
washing the dishes going to jail
Yeah, no.
in New York.
Yeah.
And you had a plate. Like Texas, we never even heard about it. So I don't know. I think the statement also, I feel like if he would have went to jail, that's like a put it in the story.
He would have put it in the story. True.
Yeah.
So I guess he didn't go to jail. I don't think charges were pressed. So
I don't
you're taking
care,
the
dude.
gun
I'd
story
go to jail. I'd go to jail for that and fight the case
over accidentally, not on purpose.
over my senior
leaving-
pastor's wife seeing. Yep,
Yeah. But now it's not only your meat, but it's before
and after
and after.
2 pictures.
Before
So she
natural
saw
state,
both.
after cosmetically altered. Yeah, I'm
Dang,
good.
bro,
You taking the gun?
that's not even a tough question.
Man, that I'm too scared to go. Well, he didn't go to jail.
Yeah.
See,
I think the first
I'm
one
really
is
tempted
honest.
to take the second one.
Really?
One person, I know it's like terrible, but like to know that you pulled a gun out on a kid and walked into someone's house that wasn't yours.
But
That's
it wasn't
like
but it
100%
wasn't like
illegal.
unwarranted though. But and it's
There
like
was
and the
cause.
kid how it seemed like the kid reacted was like
and I don't care if it's my daughter and I really think she's in danger. There's a lot of things I would do. I would assume being a parent in that situation, like
Yeah.
you just start thinking, ain't no one taking my kid.
Okay.
Like that's
But
more.
I'll
just-
go with that
like,
one.
You
But
can
think-
win a jury,
but
on
then
that
also
easy.
think this.
Yeah,
But
that's
also think this. Now every time you see the pastor's wife, you know she
Yep, you
know
know
what
she
you
knows.
look like. Yeah, she
Yeah,
cannot.
true.
She knows
like
what you look like now,
mutilated.
before and after.
He's like Sunday sermon.
Dude, I stand right next to our senior pastor's wife on stage every week. That would be
Yeah, that would be crazy.
that's awkward.
I
Yeah.
don't even want to think about it. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Give me the gun.
I'm gonna go gun.
Give me the gun.
No one died.
Give me the gun.
Didn't go to jail. Is that our final answer?
Yeah.
A clean sweep?
Give me the gun.
All right.
Sweep it.
We are taking the gun.
Take the gun.
Well, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Youth Group Chronicles. If you have stories you want to send into the show, stories at YGC Podcast is where you can send them in. And guys, like I said, we just figured out how to do this. I guess it was pretty simple. We just never got around to it. But if you want,
We
you're
cracked
not
the
going to believe
formula.
this, but you can
guys,
actually text people notifications and email people. Go to ygcpodcast.com
There's this new thing.
/updates if you want to get notifications from us on when we go live. And we're also going to be putting some announcements in there that we won't post anywhere else, so that you guys will have exclusive access to some things coming down the pipe here with Youth Group Chronicles. So definitely sign up there. And until next week, Pastor Cole and Buddy, thank you guys for coming on Youth Group
Thank you for
Chronicles.
having us.
And thank you everybody for listening.
Take the gun.